In the 90s, Austin St. John morphed into the living rooms of millions of kids all over the world as the Red Ranger. And throughout the 90s, he starred in one of the highest rated and most popular TV shows of all time. And now he's back and drawing in a whole new generation of fans. So here you are with us today, and we were just sitting here talking during the break, you know, the 90s, it seems like such a long time ago. So people my age, like their children, are watching the Power Rangers now, and, you know, we've got a reboot, we've got a movie, and do people still recognize you as being on the show?
Yeah, you know, from the Middle East to being back home, I've had guys pop in, you know, guys in uniform carrying M4s overseas, and they're like, hey, were you? Yeah, that was me. You know, and then I come back here, and it's kind of blown up. And between Netflix, the new movie, the new series, it is never going to go away. And I noticed you brought a friend along with you, and he's wearing the uniform. You don't wear the uniform anymore? Well, you know, no desire. No desire. He's doing a good job. But you're in town for a special event. Tell us what you're in town for, because people can come out and meet you and kind of relive their 90s Power Ranger days with you. Yeah, I'm coming out to do a signing, and the name of the place that I'm doing the signing just completely escaped me. Madness. And so Madness Games and Comics. Yeah. So we'll be popping in and meeting a few. And that's in Plano, by the way, everyone. Yeah. So we'll be meeting some folks and, you know, just taking some photos, shooting some autographs, and, you know, I'll bring my good side with me. All right. And obviously people know you from the Power Rangers, but you've done other things since then. You know, you're kind of proficient in the martial arts. Kind of tell us about that. Well, I mean, my whole life I've been in and around the martial arts to some degree or another. The last 4 years when I was in the Middle East, it was more practical martial arts versus the competitive stuff. But multiple martial arts. I moved a lot, so I was always, you know, from one art to the next, just picking up whatever I could find. And I'm a blender of martial arts background, so I'm not one of those guys that spent a lifetime in one. So I love it. I pass it on, recommend it to everybody, and everybody's become hybrid, so study them all. Learn what you can. When people come up to you and what do they usually tell you? I guess, what do they remember about your character? Do they just remember episodes, or do they just remember that was something they came home and watched every time it was on? What do they typically talk to you about? You know, 20 years ago, I saw the younger fans, and they were in awe. Here's our superhero. Now I'm seeing the adults, and they're saying things like, you inspired me, you changed my life, you know, you helped me get through this horrible time when I was a child. And it's not so much about the episodes, it's more about how we help point them in a positive direction. And that's something I never expected to hear, so it's humbling and amazing. It's great. Are you surprised, though, that a new generation is into the Power Rangers? Or I was stunned. I was stunned. When I found out it was coming back to Netflix, I couldn't believe it. I see Mom and Dad walk up, I'm like, hey, when did you watch the show? And they're like, well, we're watching it with him right now. And, wow, that's great. So that is great. It's amazing that it's like lasted this long. Austin St. John, you want to come out and meet Austin? He's going to be at Madness Games and Comics from noon to 4 today, and that's located at 3000 Custer Road in Plano. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you.